So, welcome again. This film's about the idioms we commonly use in UK universities. So, what's an idiom? An idiom is a phrase that has a special meaning, a figurative meaning, that's different from the meaning if you translate each of the individual words. And these are really common in everyday speech. If you're sat in your lectures and listening to the professor giving you a lecture, or you're talking in the corridor to some academic staff or university support staff, or perhaps you're talking to your British classmates, then idioms are very, very common. But they can be quite a challenge, quite tough, quite hard for non native English speakers. So let me help by giving you some common idioms that I've heard in my classes at university where I work. So, hit the books. This isn't when you punch something that you're reading. If you literally translate that, you're going to get a book and you're going to hit it. That's not what it means. This is an idiom that means to study really hard. So, for example, I have a big exam tomorrow, so I need to hit the books tonight so I'm sure I can pass the exam. Another one, especially if you're doing a class or talking about numbers, is ballpark figure. So, ballpark is actually American English, but we also use it in British English, this idiom, ballpark figure. Ballpark is, I believe, a baseball park where they play baseball in America. But the idiom, ballpark figure, means a rough estimate. So, for example, if I want to take a flight to Taipei from London, a ballpark figure for the cost of that flight might be £1,000. So it's a rough estimate. I don't know exactly the actual exact number. So, for example, the cost of the project is around $50,000, but that's just a ballpark figure. It's just an estimate, approximately. Some other idioms: across the board. So, across the board means affecting everyone or everything. So, for example, the company announced a salary increase for all employees across the board. So, every employee will enjoy more money next salary. Out of the woods. Out of the woods means no longer in danger or difficulty. So, for example, we thought the project was in trouble, but now we're finally out of the woods. We can see light, we can see the end of this project. We're no longer having difficulty with it. To touch base. To touch base means to briefly talk or meet someone. So, I want to meet my friend to touch base with him. So I'll touch base with you again next week to see how things are going. There's an example of to touch base, just briefly, or to meet somebody to see how things are going. Now, more general idioms you might sort of come across in general English usage, because you're not a student 100% of the time, are you? You're going to be probably living at a UK university in Britain, moving around, shopping, doing your hobbies, playing sport, meeting with friends, going out, whatever. And you might come across these idioms. So, a piece of cake, it means something that's very easy. So, for example, the maths exam was a piece of cake. The maths exam was really very easy. To break the ice. To break the ice means to start a conversation or make people feel more relaxed. You know, that first time you're in a class with your new classmates, the first day of university, probably a member of staff will do something to try and break the ice, to make you feel more comfortable. So we started the meeting by telling a joke to break the ice. So more, to pull someone's leg. You're not going to get under the table and pull their leg whilst they're sitting down. It really means to joke with somebody. So don't worry, I'm just pulling your leg. It means I'm just joking. To be over the moon means to be very, very happy. So she was over the moon. when she got the job offer. To rain cats and dogs doesn't mean you need a stronger umbrella because a tabby cat's going to fall on your head. No, it means to rain heavily. So, for example, today it's raining cats and dogs outside, so I'll stay home. So, idioms are useful. I've given you a list there. There's plenty more if you want to hunt British English idioms on the internet or in your day to day life. You'll come across these things. But it's really helpful, of course, knowing the idioms, but learning to use them in the context in which they are meant to be used. So, for example, raining cats and dogs. You wouldn't use that on a dry day, would you? So use them appropriately. Don't use them too often. There are regional variations in them sometimes, so don't be too surprised if they are slightly different to the ones I'm familiar with. But I think, be bold. Perhaps learn one or two at the outset, at the beginning, and try and slip them into your conversations through your day, the day after you've learnt them. But don't use them too often, else you'll sound like an English class or something, or you've eaten a dictionary and you're regurgitating these idioms. So if you found this useful, please like my channel, subscribe for more help with your English, but there's also other channels of videos playlists of videos I've put on my channel to help you with your university studies and your university life. Thanks very much. Bye now.